Welcome to the Link Up Podcast, episode 137, 138, somewhere around there.
Somebody keeping you on point.
Yeah,
good job, Kisha. Appreciate you.
Those
High
things,
five.
you know how we do. Welcome to the podcast, another episode. Thank you for joining us. If you're first time listening, last time listeners, we appreciate it regardless. Find us on YouTube, find us on IG, find us on all the streaming audio platforms. Gang, gang. I see talk through up the gang, gang, whatever that means. To my left, to my right, some usual suspects, some different suspects. To my right, I'm going to introduce him in a minute. He has a familiar face. It's really messing with me right now. It's the mustache. You know, you might see his father in a blue shirt. To my left, I have the one and only, the esteemed Miami Dolphins superfan from 19.
Okay, at least you gave me the Dolphins this time around.
I'm coming to Ferrari too.
Oh,
we just had a race. Ferrari lost again. I saw he wanted to go to the plan C strategy.
He said, "Call me." And he said, "Stop! You putting on these tires, bro." Anyway.
His team lost again, as usual. He's used to it. Shout out to the one and only Kisha Papi, a.k.a. Saki Papi. Welcome to the podcast. I see you in uniform. Twins?
Where have you
You
been?
remember that movie in the 80s?
We
Danny DeVito on the
we learned from Woody, bro. Put on the uniform. Put on your uniform.
Ride or die.
Yeah.
5 a.m. Welcome to the podcast. Good to see you, Chris.
Appreciate you.
Another loss, another week. You know how it goes.
The usual.
All right, cool.
Just moving on from me. That's all right. Cool.
Yeah, move right on. Shout out to Kisha. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
No uniform this week.
No, I have on the colors. Don't do that.
I'm gonna write you up.
Don't do that. I have on my colors, black and white. Excuse.
I don't see the words Link Up Podcast on your stuff. You look nice. Or do you have like a meeting or something today?
No, I came from my actual paying job
Actual?
to be here.
Hey, yo,
That was shade, yo. I just sent you a check on the weekend. I literally just sent you a check.
Let me double check to see if I see it. I'll get back to you.
That's when you real rich and you don't even notice that it's their account. So
She know you check her account for money.
Yeah.
Dang.
I joke.
But you look nice though. You good?
Thank you.
I saw you had an offline conversation about how life be lifing.
Yes, ready to talk about it.
We gonna talk about it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hashtag not sitting right with Keish.
Oh.
Keisha says she count her money. She says she don't count her money. She just spend it.
Right. I swipe until they say, "Oh, ma'am, that's a decline." Oh, one moment.
Yo, how did you feel when you got your first decline, bro?
Overseas or here?
In general. Oh, overseas you didn't care?
Overseas? No, overseas worse. Because they're like, what you gonna do?
I'm not even gonna lie, cold sweat and everything. I know the money in there now, but just in the minute, like, it's just a lot happening.
Nah, my attitude would be different though. And I know the money's in there. Like I know it's a comms error.
Mm-hmm.
Like nah, run that again. Like that's. But if you know you had like a rough weekend, some things didn't come off. Now they coming off.
Yeah.
You might be a little quiet, huh?
You have to have the same attitude.
Okay. Okay.
In fairness, I have a Scotia card, and there's a stigma with Scotia cards. Like when you try to use them, they don't work. So that's why I'm like, I'm always in a panic.
Yeah, I had that PTSD. The woman told me, it's like, Scotia cards don't really work sometimes. You got to be careful.
So shout out to CMB.
Oh. No,
Those are my banks.
No promo. Don't cut to the other guy real quick.
Get me fired.
to my right, I want to welcome a young man who's been on TV recently, marketing extraordinaire. He's now a part of a board. He's doing some big things. He's putting together parades. And he looks exactly like his father, but with a mustache. Shout outs to the young Woody Foster over here, Mr.
What an
Julian.
intro.
Yeah, what an intro. Julian Foster, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I had that same color shirt on today, man.
We're matching.
We could have been I'm matching with everybody today. Sorry, give me a look. Nah. Sorry, late with the cams today. But now I was saying they put me in the Cayman Airways giveaway. I got a bunch of tags like nominate a good father, whatever, for a free trip. I was like, all right, cool, I take it. So shout outs to them. I appreciate that. That was nice of you.
You're welcome.
I was gonna talk about the single moms who were taking credit for Father's Day.
Yeah, don't do that.
We can talk about them now too.
No, don't do that. What Mother's Day was for.
They say you knew he was bad before you slept with him, so no.
That's where we going?
I already say you know how I feel.
How you feel?
Give mothers their day, give fathers their day, and that is it. I am not highlighting no negations for the women who feel it and
they be
are
going,
feeling
going
it.
through it though. They can't stand to see
but
us get a few minutes of fame. One,
That's not nice.
Hey Chris, how about your kids? How they doing? They all right? What that one in Colombia you told me about that time?
This is the type of pod we on today.
Guess the type of pod we on today.
Jesus.
You got him over here sweating bullets. He like,
It's like, how do I even respond to this? You know? My 45 kids are doing excellent.
45.
4 to 5.
I saw you in a line at Western Union one time. When I saw you. Foster's actually has Western Union too, by the way.
Yeah,
Just,
pick up.
promo. Boom. So anything before we get into it? How's your weekend? Weekends are good. Travel? No. Parties? No.
What'd you do for Father's Day?
Yeah, right.
Oh, Father's Day was kind of sad. I'm not like, you know, you grieving your father.
Yeah.
You know,
But what'd you do for your son?
my son didn't care about me. He was living his best life. we talked, we pool, and that kind of stuff. Like that. He was good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not really about me.
Me, yeah.
Yeah. He's 6. You know.
Yeah.
But I would like you
too.
too. I was kind of sad too this Father's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my dad not here physically, but you know,
You have me.
I.
I'm stupid. Yeah, nah, for real.
So like as an adult now, it's something that pulls at me, that the fact that he's not here.
Yeah.
And I guess on Father's Day you see everybody posting their dads or whatever, so it kind of gets in your feelings.
Yeah.
My brother is here, so he celebrated his first Father's Day, so I made sure to send him a heartfelt message that I felt he needed, and yeah, we
His
celebrated.
first Father's Day too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that first one's is memorable.
Both,
for sure.
yeah.
What did you do for Father's Day?
What about your kids in Colombia?
There's so many of them. Hard to keep track, No, I had dinner with Dad and fam, and it was nice.
Yeah.
Chill,
Made sure he paid, right?
of course. It's Father's Day, not Son's Day.
Welcome to the podcast, man. How are you doing? How are you?
Doing well,
Going to
doing
see,
well.
I go and see you on TV on Hulu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, get in line.
Get in line.
Get in line.
What was that? What's the name of that show again? I can't remember.
Secrets in
Secrets in
Paradise.
Paradise.
Secrets in Paradise.
Yeah.
Man. We were
Shout out to
were locked in.
is it Sean Rankin?
Sean.
Big up Sean.
Yeah, East End, right?
Yeah.
Stena, yeah.
Yeah. Did some shows for VH1. Did a lot of scouting and brought shows here.
Yeah.
We love Sean. Great
Yeah.
guy.
All right, so
Super cool guy.
Let's get into it. You're the first person to come. Shout out to Craig. Craig was supposed to come.
Uh-uh.
He didn't come.
No, we talking about.
He's the
You
second.
understand? You understand? What you saying about the first person?
I meant like paid cast.
Okay,
like proper.
okay.
What Tyson did on the
We stand
on this,
corrected.
Shout out to the boy Tyson, man. You understand?
I'll
Shout
bite
out to
my
Tyson.
You understand?
That was a big episode, man.
That was our first
sorry.
viral moment.
Yeah, I was
What, Tyson's?
Tyson's episode, yeah.
official, first official.
Viral moment.
No, first official
Oh,
cast
cast
member.
member. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Back to Julian. Mhm.
Hello.
Julian, let's talk TV shows, man.
Yeah. What you want to know?
How
Of
the
all
hell-
dirt.
Did you want to say no, or were you immediately yes? Because it's like kind of like you don't know what it's gonna like turn out to be kind of
No.
thing.
But when they approached us for the pilot, I didn't know what to expect. I was nervous, and I was like, whatever. Like, if the pilot fails, if it doesn't go anywhere, who cares? Like, it's a cool experience. But if it does go somewhere, then we can deal with what actually will happen afterwards. So we did it. It was really weird. Like
What?
this is the first, like, for the podcast,
Pilot.
for the pilot, because like they don't tell you anything, right? So when you're doing reality TV, they know who you are. You don't know who they are. You show up, they put a mic on you, and they're like, "Have fun." So it's like you don't really know. You have no idea what you're getting into.
Okay.
Because they want things to be authentic. They want moments to be real. So you don't necessarily know who.
Were the
were
environments kind of staged though, like in terms of obviously I saw like tonight is a party at this venue, or this is a coffee meetup between X and Y.
I mean, because they have to get pre-clearance to film somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So like you know where you're going.
Wait, you just don't walk up with cameras?
How did mine go tree so dirty, yo? They call it a beachfront bar.
Well, our audience is people across the world. They don't necessarily know where Mango Bay is.
They don't get upset when they
just wanna
fly
know
there
that
and see
we're by
the
the
airport
beach.
next to it. Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you that one of the first interactions you had on the show was when you got thrown into that competition with Cass.
Mm-hmm.
Was that real?
Mm-hmm.
The competition itself was like really real. That wasn't like a.
Yes, and no. So Cass and I, we knew that we were filming a scene together, and we knew that Elizabeth wanted me to do marketing for Bird, just from what I understood, and Cass was already working with Mykonos because her and Frank have been working together to open the restaurant. So we thought we were going to chat about doing our respective jobs. To get these two places open, and they're like, "Oh, hey, we want you to compete for the best event." We're like, and me particularly, like, She already works for Mykonos. What am I doing?
Mhm.
Doing all the work.
Yeah.
I watched the episode.
That was Bird Bakery. That was a different. But it was, and I was just like, and the restaurant wasn't even ready.
Yeah,
like
we saw it was all
a
construction.
shell.
Yeah.
Like we walked in. I don't know if you could tell in that scene. I was like, my cheeks were red. It was so hot. It's like we were sitting outside. There was no AC. The building was closed. There's like lights on you. I'm like, I'm gonna out today. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Then like so you guys are gonna compete against each other. I'm like, and we have to open like in 2 weeks here. I'm like, okay, well we need to move some things first of all. Like. There's a crate there. Like the kitchen wasn't ready. There was no way to cook food. Like literally there was nothing. Anyways, but we made it work.
Mhm.
We made it work.
Mhm.
Shout out to Cass. I lost.
Was there what were the some of the scenes that you loved to record, or any scenes that you thought that were amazing that didn't make the show?
So we actually filmed a lot. We filmed for 3 months straight.
What?
3 months. We were on call, I think, Tuesday to Saturday.
Y'all could have given us double the
What
episodes.
was it, 5 episodes? 6, how many episodes?
They could have given us like 5 seasons.
We could have given a lot.
Like-
There's so many things that didn't even make it.
I told
whole
someone
storylines that were cut. Like,
There was
whole storylines that were cut.
Wow.
Season 2, man. That's all.
Is there gonna be a season 2?
No,
I heard
Damn.
that.
there's not going to be a season 2. We're gonna blame it on Disney. 'Cause they've cut a lot of budget for things
Oh, okay.
and whatnot.
We're going to blame it on Disney.
We're
But
gonna blame
who should we really be blaming it on?
Not me. I was good.
Okay.
Well, you know, certain people don't live here no more, so I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
That's terrible.
I don't know.
But were some people actually friends though, or is it just all just put
Yeah.
in a hodgepodge?
Yeah, it was a bit of a hodgepodge. I was friends with everybody. There were some people that need to be introduced to people, but most people were friends
Mhm.
Was there ever a time you forgot the cameras were there?
all the time.
Really?
Like literally, as soon as you start a scene, you just kind of forget that they're there.
Especially with the drama going on and people throwing drinks, like it's supposed to get.
When do they let you guys see the final cuts?
An hour before it airs.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no say.
Nope. You're given like a link to a platform where you can download the episode, and you normally get, well, that's a lie, not an hour before. Maybe like, we got 3 episodes at a time to start.
Okay.
So we got that a week before it aired, I think, and then we would get them weekly.
But what if you had any edits that you
You don't-
Yeah,
needed?
you don't know. I think you sign out of way. They're not giving like us.
Oh.
You sign your name on that
We're the
contract.
fools. Call us if you have any edits. No.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
So yo, why y'all did Tyson like that for, bro? Come on, let's talk about the real stuff now.
What do you mean they did Tyson like that?
What did we do to
I was just
Tyson?
gonna
Y'all
say.
did Tyson. Y'all had Tyson look like he was some.
That was Tyson.
He
that
just
was
talking.
Tyson.
I make you look crazy.
Because you just be talking.
Nah, that was a good line with Tyson hit her box. So I make you look good.
But like every guy was thinking the same thing in his head. Like
Every guy co-signed that one.
yeah, every guy was like, I've said that before.
Once or twice. Once or twice.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it was an experience. I guess you guys are bonded for life now. The cast, you guys still get together from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a few of them this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like I had a party. I had fun.
We had fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard people were like buying gear and preparing for the next season and nothing else afterwards.
That was a huge hit here, man. There's so many people. Like a lot of people at first were like not about. I remember like there were some people that got offended in the comments about the Cayman curse line because they didn't understand
Yeah.
it.
That's
Well,
a
it's
true-
typical
that's a true-
anything.
And like, and that's a
Disney's
that's a
free
real
judge.
thing.
That's a true line.
It is a
yeah.
real thing.
It is a real thing. How many
Absolutely
people
real.
come down here married and all of a sudden they get in that circle, start making that expat circle bubble, and then all of a sudden, no, a couple
Bubble?
drinks. Well, there's a bubble. There's like a circuit that all the expats make when they come here
Okay.
of certain bars,
Okay.
and then you meet, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and then blah blah blah, and then
That rum start hitting and
kaboom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how many married couples come in here and say, "Yo,"
It start driving on the left, man. I think.
well, it's just like
Couple with the
everything's so accessible here, right? And it's so easy to see the same.
Is it?
It's so easy to see the same people. It's not like you go to a bar, see someone, never see them again, right?
Okay,
you go to a
yeah.
bar and
People
you
are
see the
accessible.
same people over and over again.
That makes
You
sense.
have more chance of developing relationships with people, and especially being new to the island.
Nah,
It's like
stay faithful to your wife.
Right.
Stay
Well,
faithful
yeah.
to Emily that you came here with from Canada.
yeah.
It's a joke. I don't know.
I got the
Emily's.
joke. I got it.
Certain Emily, you're like, what are you
I got astray. I love Emily. Anyway, yeah, sorry. The Cayman curse was real, and then I saw people who were upset about how they portraying Cayman. It's like actually that's a part of Cayman for some people.
Yeah, that's
They're
a
on
life
boats
that
every
some
night,
people live. Yeah.
every weekend. They're drinking Moet. They're
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, like, you can ask this because it's like that annoys me, right? It's like, do you think all the Basketball Wives and all the other shows, the reality shows you watch, you think that that's all of America?
Right. Yeah.
There's America. There's a side of America that isn't so great either.
Yeah, like
Right?
like Ocala.
Yeah. Exactly.
Julian, man, we were talking offline a little bit about your upbringing and where you came from. I guess because you say you left Cayman at a young age and you was living in Florida. So when I asked you Florida, you was like Ocala, and I was like, oh, that's the country.
Country.
Yeah. So thank you for your service when you did time. You did hard time in Ocala.
I did. We lived on 40 acres.
About 40 acres.
40 acres.
And a mule?
Two, actually.
So you were like you on the farm, like doing all the work, yeah?
It's bad. I had a cowboy hat and all.
So work. They just write themselves.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they write themselves. So coming back here to work is no problem for you, huh?
No, it was welcome.
Yeah. So you went to where you go to university?
University of North Florida in Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, North
Yeah.
Florida. Okay. And then you came back here and started working with the family, just getting right back
Yep.
to it.
Yep.
How was that a big change for you? Farm life to airport Fosters.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was
But-
good to come back and just be with the family.
But I want to give you your credit though, because I think you were a big major part of that rebrand for Fosters, right?
Yeah.
That was one of your
That was
times.
under my belt, yeah.
You did great.
That was a
Thank you very much.
beautiful rebrand. Yeah, I mean, I mean, we might miss the clown and the balloons, but
R.I.P. Coco.
Yo.
Coco retired to East End.
it's quickly
He
how
is
people
under a
forget this
coconut
stuff,
tree.
but this was came on to us.
Us,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mhm.
Airport Fosters and having a party over by the airport park. That
Yeah.
was a
Do
thing.
you guys remember the carousel in front of the entrance to Airport Foster?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
Good
why
memories.
don't you bring that back in blue? You could have did that too, blue and green. But nah, the rebrand was really dope. It was good to watch that. I studied marketing. I didn't do marketing, but I was appreciative whenever I see rebrands take place.
Thanks.
So
Thanks,
I
that
was
was
on the
you.
work, yeah.
That was a lot. It was big.
Was the website your idea?
The website, it was part of it, yeah.
That was the
also
best thing that
part of
came from the rebrand. Check it every day.
it.
Oh, for real?
I love the
For the menu. For the menu.
Yeah, that was a big 6 months. We rebranded and opened Cayman Bay
Oh wow!
within a month of each other. So that was like it's hard.
It was hard.
Yeah,
That was hard.
yeah.
But how does that feel though in terms of like I guess obviously a family oriented business, everybody kind of working together, have the same vision. Oh, I shouldn't say the same vision, but
Similar.
Working towards the same goal.
yeah, you
was
guys
good.
know what's at stake. Yeah, how does that?
Incredibly rewarding. It's just like because you put in so much. And I think often you don't necessarily know what goes into a rebrand or opening a store or a business even. And there's just so much heart from our family and the people who run the business.
Yeah.
that it was amazing to kind of see all of that come through in a rebrand and kind of this like visual representation of who we are as a company and who we are as a family, but also in a physical store.
Yeah.
And I think that Cayman Bay is the flagship store, is our biggest store. And it's just so many like different parts of it and different like nooks and crannies and small things that people didn't necessarily know about. But just like, why we chose the artwork on the walls or, why we chose certain colors. And just, it was really cool. It was a cool process.
Yeah. Nah, I think it should be commended. I have a lot of respect and time for Woody and your family. Shout out to let me give Woody his flowers actually, because Woody didn't believe in us. Woody was
Who's us?
I'm telling a story.
Okay.
He ready
He's
to-
talking about us.
fight. I died for this podcast. Nah, but shout out to Todd. I know Todd is a member now. Rotaract. When Rotaract was first pitched to Rotary Sunrise, Woody was like, yo, I apologize. I didn't think it could work with young people coming together, once a week to do community stuff. And we had a really good talk, and he was a big supporter of Rotaract. And I remember, he's let us use the boardroom at the airport location. And I remember we wanted to give like a plaque or something to thank him. And he's like, yo, Victor, please don't do that. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, when we give you guys things or we support the community, the first thing people want to do is take some of that money back and give us a plaque.
Mhm.
And he's like, we
Keep your
have
money.
no space. And I was like, what do you mean no space? I went to the boardroom the next time. They literally have boxes as you're walking into the office. There's just plaques stacked. They have nowhere to hang them, nowhere to put them.
That's
it
why
is
now
really
every time like I do, like if I'm on a board or something, and everyone's like, "Oh, we should give sponsors thank you gifts." I'm like, no, no, they don't want it. They don't want it.
Yeah.
Keep our money.
Yeah. So that was the first time I really saw like the magnitude of how much Foster's gave and did on the low. So and then didn't want any sort of acknowledgement.
But that speaks to their we would say their commitment to our community.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
A lot of businesses can't say that.
Nope.
Yeah,
Even when I was working with Foster's on the marketing team, I was like, we do so much. We should tell people.
No.
Like, just every so often. Just be like, hey, we have donated X to the community, or and they're like, nah.
No. Yeah, because we can see it.
Yeah.
The community knows.
Actually, I need to get the Foster's right now, actually. Nah, for real. They got the best watermelon right now. It's
Have you had the burger, the smash burger?
So good,
Foster's does a
right?
smash burger?
Yeah.
Bro, what
I mean, you didn't know about Snowfall last episode. So.
I still don't know what hell Snowfall is, but I know what Foster's is.
He's supporting local.
Yeah, I see that.
Now
Support
we
local.
local. You
I've
got-
been supporting local.
This is at the Command Bay location?
At all of them?
Oh, I didn't know.
All of them.
Well, not the airport, but definitely
Republic.
Republics and Commander Bay for
Yeah.
sure.
What do you know about Republics?
Where about that, Bridget?
You be out in the hood?
We got ATM out there, man.
Come, let me put you on some
well
more.
played, well played.
Let me put you on some more. Do you know they do seafood boils too at all the different locations?
Check this.
You were seriously getting a check right now.
I
Where can we get the check right now?
Foster's cut the check.
Yeah, but no, for real, like they do a week, and not like, and not no fion thing. It's
Found.
it's a like that burger's fire, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I went and go watch this Commander Bay had the Dark Knight trilogy playing,
Yeah.
and I was I think it was either Begins or the Dark Knight itself, and I went stopped there and got a burger before the movie, and I think it was fire.
Okay, look at you outside.
Yeah, man.
He doesn't go outside, Julian. Sorry.
And they do actually do like full breakfast too in the cut there too.
All right, but you're not getting a check. Relax, no. All right.
Well,
I
you
just
never know. Keep going.
I was just saying, like for real, like you need road true. If you haven't had it, it's fire, bro.
All right,
Like,
let's go after the recording.
and say like I don't like if food is bad, I've done it
Oh,
before.
we
They had to edit me out.
You would have killed that poor girl's dreams.
Oh, God.
That was the worst food I ever had. It. Hey, so I was like,
I literally had to throw the plate away.
yeah, we had to.
I mean, I'd be
sorry.
upset.
I've never had to do that before. Like literally throw the plate away. I could not. Normally I can thug it through bad food, right?
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, whatever, it's a little whatever. I'll still through. I could not do that. It was
bad.
That'd work.
Bad. Yeah, man.
Would you give her another try?
Always
Everybody
give people
deserves a second chance.
Oh,
That was only one time. Everybody deserves a
that was
second
the
chance.
PR. Okay, I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, love your neighbor. Everyone deserves a second. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Julian. So welcome back. Like I said, you did your hard time in Ocala. You came back here. You're a marketing major.
I want to ask him about Ocala.
What do you want to know about Ocala, bro? Nobody cares
Well,
about Ocala.
Well, the interesting
They
thing
have a
is,
Chick-fil-A.
like, well, like,
There's
gr-
a
well, like,
couple.
well, like, growing up in the country, right? There's a certain, I guess, an assumption of a certain type of people out
Don't
there,
look
right?
at me. You look. You want me to join? You know,
Yeah, I see what you're like.
Nah.
Well, because it's out in the country, right? So you expect it to be pretty whitewashed out there, and you being a part of the LGBTQ community.
Mhm.
What was that experience like being out there? And did they know? And if they did, how were you like treated and stuff in school and growing up?
I don't think it was really on my radar to be myself until I was at university. Like a little bit in high school, I was like I was starting to figure out who I was, but back then Ocala wasn't the place for a gay kid, really.
100%.
So I think it was
If
just
you were out, you would have been like ostracized for sure.
yeah, it would have been harder than high school is. But yeah, I think it was really like I kind of found myself in my way in university.
Was there like a time because of growing up there where you were unsure if you were or like undecided? Did you know and you just like you didn't want to tell?
So I was in a Southern Baptist school.
Wow.
From
You had it hard.
from young to the end of middle school, and they very much taught that marriage was between a man and a woman, and you would go to hell if you didn't confess your sins and find Jesus and all these things. And I remember when I was young, I think I would like start to like realize that I had feelings for the same sex, or I'd be attracted to men. And I remember like being in middle school after like a sermon week or something, and just remember like praying that wasn't real and that I would be normal and fit in with everybody and all those things. And like looking back, like horrible. Like to be a kid growing up trying to figure out who you are, and so
It's messed up to like pray to be quote unquote normal.
Yeah.
And that's why I like to have these kind of conversations, because I think there's so many of us here that are, you know, just going through different things. So they need to see examples and hear other stories so they know that they're not alone. And I commend people like you, Chantel, everyone, Shamara, everyone who's, you know, behind these sort of movements and lending themselves, because it's not easy to put yourself out there, given the topic, I guess. I think the first parade I went to with some friends, they were part of the community, and it was like, yo, this is actually happening in Cayman. Like, they were so encouraged and moved by that. So I'm just wondering now, for that person who's probably praying themselves right now,
Trying to
how are they? What do they call it? Pray the gay away. Pray the gay. That was a crazy term, right? Yeah. So, you know, what is this signal to them in terms of encouragement, or in terms of they're not alone, or they can be seen?
Yeah, I mean that's such an important part of life for me, and being out and open is just being a pillar, so that if they are questioning who they are and they're questioning their sexuality, like I want them to see somebody who is out and for all intents and purposes thriving in life. It's okay. It's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to be who you are. You don't need to hide them. You don't need to push yourself down. You don't need to be a different person out in public. Like, yeah, it's hard to come out and it's hard to accept that sometimes, but life gets better.
Who were the first people that you told?
It was my...
You and his personal business?
I mean, he's here to show.
It's
I mean, it's to
At
help
least
other
you're not
people,
giving
man.
him a hard time like me.
It's to help other people, man.
Yeah.
I think it's a good story.
I think I told my like university friends, maybe my university roommate. Yeah, I think it was my friends at first. I didn't tell my parents until maybe like second year of university. I texted them both. Don't text and drive. I was driving from Miami to Jacksonville.
Oh, that's a drive too. Wow.
It's like a 4.5-hour drive. I was just like,
wait. It's more than 4.5 hours. You were floating.
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
You got that text over. You know what I mean?
I think it should take like 5 or something, but I used to try and get as close to 4 as possible. But I texted them both. I was just like, I don't even remember what I said. I remember
while driving. Come on,
Yeah.
like that's. Did you?
I think I was just like, I gotten to the point where I was just like, I have to tell them. And I didn't want to call them and talk to them.
I was going to say, doesn't it warrant a call? Like,
I just like, I couldn't, I don't like talking on the phone, first of all. Second of all, like, I just couldn't, I didn't know that I would know what to say. So I wanted to type it. I think it took me like 3 hours to type this message.
Damn.
Just like, really, but like back and forth.
But-
I don't want to say that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I remember I had spoken to my mom like maybe an hour before. And she was like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store. I was like, cool, whatever. And I was like, I'm going to send this to her while she's at the grocery store. She's going to cry in the middle of Publix.
Oh, I love Publix too, man. She's crying by the pub shops.
Exactly.
Oh,
But yeah.
but I mean, before I guess if you want to share their responses, but don't your parents know?
They knew.
Yeah.
But I hadn't said anything, so they didn't say anything.
So was it like a relief to actually
That's beautiful.
get that?
Yeah, for sure.
What was it about university that made you comfortable enough to want to be yourself?
I think just being around other people, living new life experiences. Like, you're on your own in universities, you're trying to figure out who you are regardless. You have to take care of yourself. So like, you're finding friends that fit with you. You're finding friends that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Going through school, you're obviously exposed to lots of different people in classes. So I think it's just like a slow little like burn of like, oh, I was pushing this down before, and this kind of makes sense looking at this person. And like, you just find other people who you see who may be out or maybe, farther along in your journey of coming out. And you just kind of, I don't know, it's just all kind of like started to click.
Did
That's what we tell people all the time too. Like colleges or university is not just about the degree.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
It's
a life.
full out learning experience.
Yeah,
Like-
100%.
Yeah.
Did you have any other outside family treat you differently or change the ways that they were with you at all, or was it pretty like?
I don't think so.
It was pretty accepting for you. 'Cause I know a lot of people when they come out, certain family members may be like,
Yeah.
that's the black sheep. Don't talk to him.
Yeah, no, I think I'm very fortunate in that, at least from memory, most people were very accepting. I want to say he's my cousin. He is my cousin. What number cousin? I have no idea. He's my mom's first cousin. He's gay. And I didn't know that when I was young. I just always thought that
You don't be
That you're a
yeah,
cousin.
it was him.
pay attention.
Mhm.
And like looking back, like my birthday cards were always very much like, be yourself, be you. Don't ever like try and
Oh,
change yourself, blah, blah,
man,
blah.
yeah.
And of course, when I was young, I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Thanks for the gift.
And then now,
But now looking back, I'm
makes
like, you were
sense.
actually there and somebody who was trying to encourage me to be who I
Oh
was.
man, that's nice. Yeah.
that's fire though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is too, like Cayman has to have some honest conversations because obviously we have people here part of that community
Mhm.
and they've been ostracized for quite some time. But you all know a story or someone, when you're young, you don't pay attention, right? You just know Miss So and So was always with Miss So and So. Like you just
And
never,
you just never
Or
question
even
it.
our friends, we all know certain people that we all grew up with and loved together, and we all knew that they were part of that community. But we, they may have never like openly said it, but we all knew, and they were just a part of our cliques, or we would go out and hang out with them and say whatever. So it's like we've all known this, we've all been a part of it for years. But then when it comes time to actually, accept it openly, then we start to. That was where it started to get kind of strange back in the day.
Market,
Yeah.
I mean, Cayman has come real far.
leaps and bounds.
Oh,
Leaps and
absolutely.
bounds. Like, 'cause I remember before I moved home from university, I was like, I did not want to come back. I was dreading it. Just
Oh,
like,
you had that
it
fear.
was like,
for real?
I'm not going back. Just stories of people, contemplating suicide and people who actually had committed suicide and people whose families didn't accept them. They left Cayman because they weren't accepted. I'm like, I don't want to go back to that. But very thankful that I did.
What made
just-
you make the decision?
To be very honest with you, I was only coming back for a year because I was going to work, save up, and I was going to go like teach English in Germany or something.
Oh, wow.
Like, that came on, get them though. Came on, you get trapped when you come.
You do.
Come back. Yeah.
Come here for no year.
I'm still here.
Work permit holders. Sorry, it's a joke.
I see what you did there.
Came on, curse is real. But yeah, Ann Foster needed to rebrand, so we needed you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And now you're doing community activist work.
I was just gonna say, now you walking into your purpose, like you being a pillar for that community now, and you showing others like, hey, it's okay to be yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Follow me, let's go.
And you work for yourself too, so you can't really be blackballed in a sense or pigeonholed. Like that.
Yeah.
You remember the first time I and this is what it might have been in
Your first time? Yeah. Tell us about your first time, Chris. What was her name?
So young.
Did she make you feel? I'm just lying. Sorry.
This is not a J. Cole song. Next.
This might have been in 2007 or somewhere 7 or 8.
Your first time was in 2007. We on that type of pod, bro. Come on, we on that
This
type
guy.
of pod. Todd feels.
it's the first time I ever heard someone that was in the community, because back then it was still very hush hush and it was still very much taboo, right? And there were very few people that were openly advocating, and actually there was like nobody. And I remember Billy Bryan went on the radio,
Oh my god, I was there that episode.
and Billy was just talking about their experience and wanting acceptance and all this stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I couldn't imagine the fortitude that it took to actually put yourself out there at that time, and the calls that were coming in criticizing.
It was wild.
It was they were being so harsh, right? And I just remember thinking, Billy stood up there and took it all.
I think his mom called too, or someone like, and it was high emotions. Just you can hear them crying over the phone on the call,
Crying because what?
pleading and begging for the person to not be how the person was. I was there that day in an episode, and I think it was funny because the day before you might have had like maybe 4 or 5 calls, like for the entire 2 hour show. But that day, no, when he was on, and I think he was talking about, was it? I don't know if it's just his personal experience. He was talking about the rights to marry or something. It was controversial regardless. And I mean, the lights were just blink. Like, you want to get people riled up and came on.
But I feel like our community is very ignorant.
Well, well, that's what we're saying. It's come a long way. So I was just making the contrast.
Even for the premiere to attend a parade like that.
And even the previous premiere, when they were tabling the motion for the civil union, he made a very compelling speech, right? I don't know if you remember that, but the motion, I think, failed. And then the governor had to execute Section 80 or whatever Constitution to get it to pass. But I remember the night that the Premier McLaughlin Sir Alden made the speech, and was urging his counterparts to think carefully about the way that they're voting and kind of the society we want to be,
inclusive or non-inclusive, and the fact that England can come in here and just make this a thing regardless if you vote. But yeah, man, they had I want to say 100 calls that day, and which was a lot, just in terms of like radio at the time. The phone was just constantly
and to stay there and take it.
Sat down in the chair and just took every call.
I gave credit.
People were reading Bible scriptures. You going to hell? You doing this? You da 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 da. And it's like, yo, come on, fam.
None of that should have been accepted because that was all discriminatory. They were discriminatory then, and it's still discriminatory now.
I mean, Kisha, you have to remember, like, this is a different time. People have a different understanding of society, and especially like, okay, so if you're talking about 20,
stick up in.
You're talking about hold on, wait. If you're talking about 2007, right, and then you're talking about older folks, they would have grown up in the 60s. And the 70s, or probably even the 50s. And those are the people that are calling in. So you're talking about a time where knowledge was not readily available, and you grew up in a place like Cayman, which was strict Christian country, right? Like, you didn't have access to the outside world and outside information. So you're approaching that call with that mindset. I mean, it's you can only be what your environment kind of teaches you unless you try to explore outside of it.
And religion doesn't probably lend to that.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know that.
Jump on the ledge with me too. Come on.
Jump on the ledge with me too.
Go ahead. Stick up.
No, I was gonna say yeah, I know that, but I guess I was looking at it through more progressive lens. So yeah, I guess he's right.
Well, because
you were in middle school at the time.
Because you know now, right? You can only be that because you know.
No, but even back then, like, I wouldn't judge somebody based on their sexuality. Like,
and there was people
are you nice to me? Like, or like, I'm looking at it from that human.
But if you grew up 50 years ago, you probably wouldn't.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it through a progressive lens now. For me, sexuality is neither here or there. A person is a person.
And I get it too, because I think people are scared about you trying to change our society, but we already have a lot of stuff wrong with our society.
What do you mean change our society? You mean the society that we're a minority in?
I think when Billy was on the radio, I think people have that fear of there's going to be this massive outpour of homosexuality in the streets, and like you're gonna grab your child, don't let them see, and it's like,
and then ultimately it's just like be okay with someone being themselves. That's the ultimate message of anything, is just no matter what you are in life, be okay with allowing someone to be themselves.
Yeah, literally let them.
Be kind.
Yeah. That was my thing too, because I guess I know people in the community who were, scared to come outside or go to an event or, vocalize something because they would get persecuted and such. Right?
You still have some people now to this day that are in some families that refuse to like openly come out because of the type of family that they have, and they would
talking to someone the other day, and they were saying that their, I guess, grandparent level of the grandparents are very religious, and they do not believe in homosexuality at all, and the son or whatever is gay, and they're like, we don't really think he'll come out fully until they're not around anymore. So it's just like people go through that. And like my big thing is like everyone's like, oh, why would you choose to be gay? I'm like, who would choose to be like beat physically and verbally? Like, who would choose to go through all the hell that gay people go through?
Yeah.
Like, nobody chooses that. People just like, hello.
It's just the way that they had us conditioned, you know, and it's so sad now because we see it, you know, in our community with people committing suicide or doing other little things to hurt themselves, or like you saying, now shunning away from their families. Like, the problem is so much deeper, and I wish we as a community would not like run behind our Bibles, because y'all don't run behind your Bibles for other things.
Yeah.
But I digress.
KMS is the weekend after Pride. I'd just like to point that out.
Oh, he said they're gonna be half naked down
Trying to shake some out.
Right, exactly. Like, they pick and choose when they want to, you know, say we're Christian.
Well, they be cussing about that too. So to be
About
fair.
what? The
They be
carnival?
Yeah, they be cussing about half naked people on the carnival too.
Shut your eye.
I mean, you know.
I'm gonna keep.
Can't
mine-
please
I'm
them
gonna
all.
keep mine open. I'm gonna keep-
You just ask for forgiveness on Sunday, bro.
That's how they say it work, right?
Shake the ass Saturday night.
But you can't keep asking
forgiveness
for
Sunday
forgiveness for the
morning.
same sin.
Oh,
One
that's
and
how it
done.
work.
That's how that work,
Oh,
Papa.
One and
appreciate
done.
it.
You saying God got a quota or for forgiveness?
This is your third time, Victor. Yeah, calm down.
No, but think about it. You can't keep knowingly doing the thing that you're not supposed to be doing. Do it and then go back and ask for forgiveness. At some point, that is
Nah,
not.
but
You
told
like
me
you
that-
just
told me that how it
knowingly
worked, though.
doing it.
You told me that how it worked.
You know
So,
what? You're right. The Lord say, "Come as you are." Who am I?
I remember one time
That's
I didn't
facts,
go to church because I had clothes as a kid growing up. Like I felt you had to be.
A certain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
to
now
be
they
fair,
have churches where you showing up in hoodies and jeans. Like that's
as an Adventist, it was like that. You had to come to
You poor
church in
sufferer.
certain whatever. Like just today, I was telling somebody you can't wear pants in Adventist church. You have to wear a skirt.
I will say,
Or
you know,
dress.
I grew up a bit in the church, right? I was Adventist. Fun
Tom,
fact.
You too? Oh.
Fun fact. My is it great one of them. They brought the first Adventist church to Cayman.
She always trying to take credit for some other stuff.
I'm just saying. Anyway,
You're not falling into that mind, bro. Relax, fam.
he's a McLaughlin. But I grew up in Adventist, and I remember I didn't understand that there was actual racial division in the church community here. There's certain churches that certain people cannot go to.
Oh, that I didn't know. That I did not know.
Yes, yeah.
There's certain churches that only a certain segment of the population.
Oh,
go
I
to.
didn't know
There's
that.
certain
Right?
pews
A
you
certain-
can't sit in.
You know,
There's certain what?
Pews. You
That's what I'm asking. Where?
I can't. I don't want.
It- not me, it-
I'll tell you off air.
Church
Yeah,
politics
okay.
is a real
But there's definitely some churches where you only see a certain segment of society that are kind of accepted in.
Our
I mean, I've
family
been-
started-
And then even
been to them
inside
all.
the same denomination, they have their own kind of battles or discrimination based on where people are geographically from, if you want to get what I'm saying.
Not only that, they practice certain parts of the Bible, old versus new.
Well, I'm not getting into all that, but I'm just saying, like, they discriminate against, our own people.
we getting
kind of.
canceled off of this one.
No, what
We're
I
gonna be
mean.
My
There's a lot.
Facebook crowd.
Nobody not saying, to pick whatever. Like, I believe in God.
Yeah.
Serve your
Well-
God for all intents and purposes, but like it shouldn't be
Yo.
creating a divide.
Yo, why y'all can't wear silver jewelry though as a Adventist?
Well, that's
Because
all-
wearing jewelry is you wear jewelry for attention.
Oh,
and
you
so
definitely messed up. No, you got
see my
unknown spirits.
right. So people wear jewelry for attention, and if you're a Christian, your attention should be on God. So to take away from you don't wear jewelry to take away from the attention to God.
Shout out to my boy Rashad. We used to sell CDs in high school.
Mhm.
I don't want to say his last name, Rashad. Good youth, man. He's in IT and all that. He's a good youth. We used to sell CDs. We used to make all this money. And we went to Silver City. You remember Silver City?
Of course, we used to get pendants and everything from
Oh,
there to
man.
wear for Friday night at King's.
Went and got a nice
King's
went
Friday
and
night.
got a
you mean?
nice silver chain, was hanging nice, had the cross.
Yeah,
I
man.
remember we got home.
Behind Royal Bank, huh?
He was like, I gotta take mine off. I was like, why?
Because the jewelry is like an idol.
Couldn't wear that in the house, bro.
Yeah,
He had to take
yeah.
it off, bro. And he was hiding his jewelry. And when we go out, then he put it back on. And...
So that's why.
So that's why I knew Adventist wasn't for me. Because I was like,
Well-
you can't have no shrimp. You can't have no...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was some to that,
No
but like
pork.
it just boggled my mind that when I saw some of the divisions that there were,
Yeah.
I just didn't understand it as I was might have been 8 or 9 at the time, and it just confused me. I just thought church is church.
But that's my
Supposed to
issue
be
with
church.
religion is the division. I can't deal with it.
So there's certain things, and don't get me wrong. There's other there's other congregations that are very open, very cool, very accepting and stuff, and other ones that are like very cliquish.
We got canceled anyway.
Yeah, well,
Julian, let me
God.
get you out of here. I mean,
It was
yeah.
great to be on your very last show. I'm
Julian,
real sorry.
Are you
I'm real
canceling us?
sorry.
Julian.
Look at what you did, Julian. Before we get out of here, any other topics before we get out of here?
any other topics?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Oh, Kisha.
did you watch TikTok this weekend at all?
I don't have TikTok. I mean,
You
I
don't?
have- No,
TikTok?
I have it because you actually sending me videos.
Oh.
But it'd be like a week.
Oh yeah, that's
We literally
true.
have it'd be like about a week before I get to
We
it.
literally
months.
have a link up TikTok account.
He don't use, as you can tell.
Someone said to me, "That's you behind the IG account." I was like, "Not today. It was not." Real quick, something you had something on your mind?
Oh, you mean that I was alluding to not
Yeah.
sitting right? Hashtag not sitting right with Keish.
Not sitting right with Keish.
That's correct.
What? Oh, that's your
That's my segment.
Okay, take it away.
Hopping. So, as you know, I am a homeowner officially.
Oh.
Cutie applause, thanks.
Register at A.O. Thompson's. Amazon,
Ready for broke life?
Oh, anyway.
Amazon.
You thought it was gonna be easy, not true?
No,
Oh, this gonna be a
literally.
breathe.
After on Friday, Vic and I we shared lunch, and after I dropped him off, I got an email from my Strata. So anyway,
You didn't
it is what
me that.
no,
though. Yeah.
no. But anyway,
Because you didn't want to say, you didn't want the text to come back.
I told you so. But having gone through the process, I've had a lot of gripes and, it was a trying time, but, I made it to the other side. But I'm now here to educate my people and share the little tidbits.
Each one teach one.
Yes, that's correct. Specifically, my pain point. So I used my pension as the down payment. As a Caymanian, you can do that up to $35K.
If you have that.
We bought cars in COVID and
I didn't.
and TVs. Remember cost
TVs from Price
All right. Bring it back.
Price right.
Price right.
You're absolutely
Oh
right.
yeah, for
Price right.
yeah.
They have great deals on TVs. Get 55 inch.
Okay. Bring it back. Yes.
Sorry.
So,
Side note. Yeah, if you got less than a 55 inch, like none in this.
You did not use your pension, right?
right. Anyway, bringing it
Sorry,
back.
yeah.
So yes, I used my pension, and so there was a pain point there in terms of getting the letter from the bank, requesting the funds, because as we all know, it says it takes 60 days for them to get, the funds back to you. And if you've ever signed like a purchase agreement, they only give you 3 months to pretty much get the deal closed and all that kind of stuff. Not saying that you can't get an extension, you can, but it'll cost you. In my case, it did. So you just got there's all these deadlines and timelines that you have to meet within, the process. And for me, I just feel like the banks and the pension, they need to speak. There's no reason that the customer, should be running to the bank, then running to the DLP, and then running to this one, oop,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of back and forth, up and down, and it was a very frustrating process. Did you know that you have to pay to take your money out of pension?
You got to pay a little penalty.
Yeah. Not a penalty. You pay a processing fee. So in my case, I had to withdraw from 3 pensions, 2 of which I had to pay.
Oh, you
so that cost me $100 to take my money. And so
But Keisha, somebody got to be behind the desk and processing.
But they made them.
Well, then streamline it.
Their money on that.
streamline it because the other institution didn't charge me that. So it's like, come on. But anyway, to my point with the mortgage, there's just a lot of things that I had to learn, along the way. I used
Did
to
you
work
have
in the
any
bank.
help, or is just you going it by yourself in terms of the process? And
Well, I had previous banking experience, so I kind of knew what the process was like.
so you supposed to know they got headaches coming.
And but I guess doing it for myself was just a bit different.
It's fine seeing other people suffer, but when I suffer,
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, sir. So you just have to call back tomorrow. Now when it's your time, no.
how dare they tell me I got called back?
Yeah.
but it was just like
I gotta take my
lot,
money out. My money?
honestly.
Yeah.
So for me, one of the big things were hidden fees, guys. one of the first things you have to pay for is a valuation. Regardless if you have a new one or not, the bank always wants you to pay for a new valuation when you're going through the mortgage process. In my case, I did the valuation and an assessment. So that cost me maybe anywhere from $1,000 up.
Yeah, something like don't let us know.
And this does not this does not include like your down payment. And I think a lot of people get confused too with that too. They're like, oh, I got my $35K and that's my down payment. Like, no, you still need fees. Like I say, for your evaluation and your assessment, you need fees for admin processing fees. You pay the pension, you pay DLP. There's just so many little things along the way as you go. But for me, my biggest gripe was the pension and the banks not talking. Because in my case, I didn't use all of my pension. Like I used little amounts or whatever. But then they tell you, oh, calculate this amount. But then this pension, not saying. And anyway, we're not going to get into the logistics of it. But to me, a simple email from the bank to the pension persons would have been like, hey, please draft this as whatever, because they already have the templates that they want you to use anyway, or the banks to use anyway, because the bank has to issue a letter to the pension in order for you to be able to withdraw, along with a bunch of other paperwork as well.
Yeah. So I just want the process to be streamlined a bit more.
Just a little bit. And I need for us to be talking.
Chris is laughing at this woman as she speaks.
I have a story after
Why
her.
are you laughing at this woman? Let her have her time.
Well, no, I have a story after she's done.
Julian, he's very insensitive to women needs up here.
No, I have a story after she's done.
Yeah, because like for me, I had to go back to the bank 5 times to change the letter because that is something that's a waste of my time. That could have been a quick email between the bank and DLP or the pension administrators.
You want this house or not?
Well, I did what I had to do. I jumped through the hoops and I moved mountains to make sure to do what I need to do for me and mine. But I just feel like it shouldn't be like that. Like if y'all giving us the access to the pension funds to do it, like speak. Yeah. No reason that I should be jumping from this one to this one to this one. We all do, or y'all are doing the same thing. Work behind the desk. Do something.
You about to how you jump for 35 years, no though.
But anyway, that was my biggest gripe.
But welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Happy for you.
Yeah. Let me.
We're gonna buy you a meal after this.
A meal? I need it.
I'm sure your closing costs probably. But no, to your point though, I think people have a misconception of the process of purchasing a home, and it sounds kind of attractive, or it's not. You know, it's like fantasy-ish or whatever. 100% down, 95% down. Let's go pull your pension. You're gonna be prepared for hidden costs. It's gonna come up. And you're going to be doing a lot of back and forth. You're going to be communicating with banks, people who probably don't really care or have the best customer service. You got to keep your cool. Looking at you over there.
I lost that a few times through this process. Shout out to my village.
Her wick is this long.
No, shout out to my village because they were there with crying, screaming, throwing up, but they always picked up the phone and they were always there for me. No, like if you know, you know. The bank shall remain unnamed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess.
Do your homework because it's much more than. Yeah. It's not a quick process.
Let me tell you what I thought was a sham.
Let's hear it.
When I went to close on my house and get to the office where we got assigned the work, right? And the lawyer comes in now. And he's like, hey, Jimmy, what's up?
Oh, yeah.
All right. My boy comes up in some like a Hawaiian t-shirt, some cargo shorts, and some flip-flops. I'm like, this the lawyer? Like, boy, he's rolling like on his day off or something like that. He's collecting 2% on this house. And he just printed off like a template with my information in it, and there you go. Collect his 2%, and he's out. And I was like, this is crazy. He just telling me he just made like $7,000 just doing that.
All the years in law school, yeah. You paying for my expert knowledge, remember?
Expert knowledge. He just printed a template. He just printed a template.
Hours
and had people sign it.
Hours went into this template. Hours. Dude hit me with that with the AC one time. My AC went out. And the thermostat was giving problems. That's what it was. It was like a short. Mine did a little boop, 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 quick fix. All right, this is what the price is. I'm like, fine, you just 5 minutes. Like, you gotta pay to play, man.
Pay to play. But anyway, I was like, yo, I guess that's the game.
That's the game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my son be a lawyer. You said that.
So I would just like to leave the crowd. The crowd? That would we say? Leave our viewers with two pieces of advice.
The biddies.
What? I'd like to leave my biddies.
Why are you doing your work for you?
You're right. With two key pieces.
Should call the biddies.
I'm sure you can guess what I was first too.
Yes, I'd like to leave my biddies with 2 key pieces of advice. 1, do not be afraid to advocate for yourself. Yes, be annoying, follow up, get all up in there and understand what is going on, because at any point in the process, they will just lead you astray. And 2, do your research. Yes, do your research. Go to all the banks, find out which ones have the best, what do you call that again? The best rates, who giving you the best deals, all that kind of stuff. So those are my 2 tidbits. Advocate for yourself and do your research. Peace.
I will say advocate for yourself, but you know, if you
Within reason.
you got $500 in your account, you threaten to close your accounts, the bank will be like, all right, bro.
Well, that's not what I mean by advocate for yourself. That's not what I mean by advocate for yourself. But I feel sometimes, no, I feel sometimes as Caymanians, we just kind of sit back and we just let it happen, when sometimes you can actually say, well, hey, what's this about, or what's that about? Like, I was able to negotiate fees because I understand the process, but for somebody else who doesn't really know like what's going on, they would just take it because, oh, so-and-so said, so do your research. Yeah.
And message Kisha, and she'll come online.
Sure, I'd be
2%.
I'd be happy to oblige.
2% for me.
Can also get your paperwork notarized.
Right. Follow me. Step Executive Services.
You got the camera on her, bro. Get that again.
Todd, where we at for time, Todd?
1 hour 20. That was easy.
Oh, okay.
Julian, you are what? I mean, when you're not out here advocating and putting together marketing plans, I mean, what are some of the things you're concerned about or thinking about when it comes to Cayman?
What am I concerned about?
Yeah.
How expensive everything is.
Ooh, real.
My God.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
So you branched out on your own. You're a business owner yourself now. So
Yeah. I'm responsible for people. I make sure, for other human. I have to make sure other human beings can live.
Yeah.
Can afford to live. That's.
What are some of the things you're working? I'm always interested. Like you
What are we
can speak
working
about?
on?
Yeah, in terms of
What are we working on?
Are any big accounts or anything like that?
Yeah, we have a few big accounts. We have a few hospitality hotels that we're working with. We're working on some brand. I don't know if I can say.
Nah, don't do it. It's okay.
We are working on some branding projects for some restaurants. We do a lot of fun content for people.
Can you do some for us?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
We can't afford him. You crazy?
I'll give you friends and family.
I love it.
Chris is our You ever watch Everybody Hates Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the father.
Yeah.
Our own resident.
I just try and keep money in the bank, bro.
Julius.
I want to spend, but
Turn this light off. This light is
Somebody
6
needs
cents
to be
an hour.
responsible. Someone has to be responsible.
Yeah, for sure. That's him.
everything he sees, like I want to buy.
Yin and yang.
Exactly. Me, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Just buy it. It's fun.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, past weekend, my son did this flowers sea swim. Shout out to the flowers group.
Cool.
Yeah.
He said he was super excited about doing that.
Did he like it?
He a fish, man. He love the water.
He ready to be the next Jordan Crooks.
He said that one day.
Right there.
There you go.
See how it
Jordan
started?
inspiring to you. Huh?
He's also sick, so by next week, he's probably gonna- I want to be an astronaut. But yeah, he did a sea swim. Shout out to that group. I just wanted to mention the swim program that they have. They take the container to different schools, and they do like a term. Kids learn how to swim. So I guess he was one of the ones selected to go out and swim. Shout out to Sam too. Sam's son was.
They've taught
Cool.
over 2,000 Caymanian children how to swim. Crazy.
Yeah.
Can we also
Yeah.
big up that program that you spoke about? The snorkeling one?
I don't know the name of it. Go ahead.
I can't remember the name of it. I think it's something Snorkel came on.
All he does is step on my stuff. Like,
Well,
I wasn't finished. I lost the train of thought though. But yeah, it's a good one. Go ahead. It's a snorkel camp. What's the name of it? Pull it up.
I don't remember.
That was he
I'll let you.
asking
I'll let you pull it.
Okay,
I don't know the
good.
name of it. But yeah, my kid loves the water, so I wanted to probably do something this summer with him. And obviously, when you talk, Instagram, social media, they send you all this that's related because they be listening to algorithms or whatever.
Your microphone on?
Yeah, my.
You better turn it off.
Nah, you gotta hear me. So yeah, they're doing a camp for children. But they had a really good tagline that got me, and it basically was talking about teaching them from young to appreciate the environment, the marine environment, so that when they get older, they're able to learn and protect it, and advocate for it. So I guess you found it now, giving you time. Give us the name of the group. And
This is not paid, by the way, so anybody wondering. But we think it's a great initiative. So
for sure,
So it's Cayman Snorkel Co. They are doing a snorkel camp. The idea behind it is that you get kids involved with snorkeling, learning about the marine life, so that they actually care about it when they get older. Because if they don't care about it when they're older, then who's going to protect
Okay,
it?
yeah.
That's the idea. They had a quote from Sir David Attenborough. Speaking of it, I don't know if I could play it. We might get copyrighted, but anyway, they say for ages 7 and up, $100 a day, no minimum days,
Yeah, no minimum.
different
That's cool.
different snorkel locations and activities every day. Did they say when it starts here? Oh, I guess it started already. So they have all like they do coral reef snorkeling, Starfish Point, and tubing, reef fishing,
Bro,
snorkeling, Stingray City.
I'm at work and my kid is at Stingray City.
I was
yo.
literally just
That's
thinking
fun,
that, like, that
yeah.
sounds so fun.
We did the same thing. What are you talking about?
I know. I want to still do it.
Yeah.
So shameless plug. That's my cousin. So this is like a whole
Oh.
Foster family
Cool.
show. This is great.
Can you give us more information? You know more?
I don't know more.
Oh,
You
okay.
said it all. You
Tell
said
them-
everything I know. You
Tell
know.
them to message us on the
Yeah, we'll do.
DMs, man. We'll talk
Jason,
about it.
hit
Yeah.
them up.
And give me a free. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, it's summertime. I think that's important too. We mentioned it before in the pause in previous years. It's June. Do not wait until the last minute when your kid is home and you're like, what am I going to do with this kid?
Mhm.
Get the summer camps prepared. Set aside some budgets for it. Some are expensive, but then there's some that are, within reason.
Mhm.
And obviously, these summer camps are not being run at a profit. Some of them are not being run at profits. It takes money to feed your kids all day,
And keep them.
watch them, keep them
Entertained.
active, keep them in air conditioning. You know what I'm saying?
Did you do
Supplies.
summer camp?
As a kid?
Yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2, yeah. You did like the sports, the football camps. Shout outs to Kennedy and those guys who did the FC International.
You never did basketball with Coach
I
Booth?
did basketball. Did the
Beef.
did the basketball.
All I remember is beef.
We were trying to find the celebrity basketball players at the hotel one time. Just did a camp at Lion Center.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of camps. It's that time of year, man. You gotta put away the money and get your mind right. And also too, if you have a young person, it's June. Get them in some internships. Don't let them just waste away this summer, man. Like, nah, don't do that.
You did summer camp?
What your boy doing for summer? Or we
He'll
can't
be
talk
in a
about his
coding
personal-
camp.
Coding?
That's
Where
correct.
they
that's
doing
cool.
that?
That's cool.
At Enterprise City?
No.
Stop telling her personal
I can't
business.
remember. I would need to look on the thing.
I think.
That light years away. I just know that he gonna do that. But
That's awesome.
Joe for a long time was YMCA's poster child, so he has outgrown it now. So being this big teenage guy, got to keep him engaged in other
Something
ways.
cool now,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
Some of the summer camps are rough, bro. We be out in the sun all day with a bottle of water. Like,
I love
not even a bottle, you get like the top. Like
he likes the
box.
museum one because the museum one focuses on Cayman, and he got this thing for Cayman culture and history. So anything with that, he'll
for
go.
him.
Yeah,
What
he
gave him
loves
that?
it. I don't know, honestly.
You trying to say
I-
about her?
I see that. It maybe is me. I am the Caymanian pride.
Yeah, I
Well,
want.
how you never said that right off the bat?
But well, I don't know. But yeah, he just loves it, and all things Cayman.
I know Julian got to get out of here, and I want to talk like real scandalous stuff, but we've been really good lately on the pod, so I'm not going to do that.
Okay,
But
we're gonna behave.
if you are probably in trouble for something, you probably shouldn't be photographed.
Doing it. LOL. I know where you're going with
All
this.
right. Julian, final comments over right here. I want to shout out your agency. I mean, any plugs? Any
Heights Agency for all your branding, content, graphic design needs.
family and friends for the Link Up podcast. What about the Cayman Pride? You said what's the socials?
I forgot about that. Yeah. Cayman Pride.
Having too much fun.
Exactly. Cayman Pride Parade is June 28th, 4:30 p.m. at XQ's. Find us at Cayman Pride, Facebook, Instagram. We'll have shirts for sale. I didn't even talk about this. We have a Pride Ally program, which we'll be launching at some point in the next year. Don't hold me to that date. For the time being, we have little Pride Ally safe space stickers that if you're a business and you want to show the community that you're proud to support the LGBTQIA plus community, and you just want to be a safe space, let us know. We have decals you can put on the front of your business. After party Bonnie Moon, brunch on Sunday, all sorts of things happening.
After party sounds kind of fun. Yeah. And no season 2 on Seekers in Paradise.
He said,
Not for now.
Not for no. All right.
We got to get Sean on.
Yeah.
Maybe
put some pressure.
Maybe he can throw it over to like Netflix or
You can throw to the link up, man. We'll air it.
Right, we got homegrown talent. That's right.
Kisha, any final comments real quick before we get out of here?
Stay prepared. We're in hurricane season.
Says the girl gonna go to her mom's.
Go buy your plywood earlier.
Why you hit the face for it?
Because you say says the girl who would go to their mom.
Because you know you're going to your mom's house.
Whatever. I'm a big woman now.
I coming.
Come on.
What's your
Play.
first thing, boy? My man coming home.
I'm coming over to.
I'm going to my dad's house. It's fine.
Chris, any final comments? Ferrari.
Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate everyone. We love you all.
Don't look at me and say it. Say it to the camera.
Not even.
Yo, shout out to my mom real quick. My mom is watching on YouTube and stuff like that, and I don't know how to feel about that. So
Is that the first time you found out she watched?
No, I know she kind of watching here and there, but then she hit me one day. She was,
feedback. No.
she was like, "Yo, is that live?" I just saw it.
My mom watches us in mute. Literally, she just puts it on the TV and has it on mute.
She does-
She just won't see us.
He just wants your company.
I'll take-
That's so cute.
She giving us the free view.
I'll take the view. Yeah, it's all right. Hi, mom.
She like, what day is it? Wednesday. And she just puts it on.
Okay.
Damn.
Love that.
Yeah, so you've been listening and watching the Link Up podcast. So whether you're in traffic, struggling at work, not paying attention, on the company dime watching us on YouTube, we appreciate it. You know where to find us at Pod Link Up on IG, Instagram, YouTube. Please like and subscribe to the page. Make Chris very happy. Get our subscribers up. Shop at Foster's and hail up Woody for me.
Get the smash burger.
Tell him that Victor
Yeah.
sent you.
Big up, buddy.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll be back again, same time, same place next week. You've been listening and watching the Link Up podcast.